Hello, I'm Michael Diamond. You're watching Muscle Central. Okay, this video is gonna be a thank you video to Jake Wood. Now, who's Jake Wood? I'm sure most people know that he owns the Olympia brand. The Olympia, Mr. Olympia, is his show. Now, let's go back a number of years. AMI, American Media, had purchased the Olympia brand from the Weeders, and then they ran the Olympia for a number of years. Last year, after the previous Olympia, the 2019 Olympia, Jake Wood steps up and he purchases the Olympia brand. Now, keep in mind, a number of years back, women's bodybuilding was basically shelved. No more Miss Olympia, no more Miss International at the Arnold, and there were a handful of shows still having women's bodybuilding, but for the most part it was dead. Jake Wood comes along. He's a fan of bodybuilding and more particular women's bodybuilding. He revived it with his Wings of Strength, and they started promoting women's bodybuilding shows. By the way, a little side note, Jake Wood made his fortune, and the name Wings of Strength comes from how he made his fortune. I think the right term would be brackets. He designed brackets that hold wings onto and attach the wings to the planes, to the fuselage, hence Wings of Strength. And he had already, before he made the purchase of the Olympia brand, he also secured the return of the Mr. Olympia to the Olympia weekend, brought back the Mr. Olympia competition. Okay, I got a little lost over there. So Jake Wood now purchases the Olympia brand. All of a sudden, before he has a chance to put on his first Mr. Olympia, we get struck with this COVID, and it screws up everything, not just bodybuilding. It screws up everything, but bodybuilding is what we're talking about, and shows were canceled, some rescheduled, some never happened. Ones that went on, no audiences were allowed, and it was going to be a very, very difficult year to put on a Mr. Olympia. Jake Wood was doing everything he could to make sure that the Olympia is going to take place. They had to change the date from where it traditionally held the Mr. Olympia in September. They had to move it to December in order to allow enough competitions to transpire so they have competitors. They secured a new venue in Las Vegas. They went from the Orleans, where it was being held for quite a few years under AMI, to the Planet Hollywood arena. Now, all of a sudden, it can't even hold it in Las Vegas because the restrictions due to this COVID thing are getting tighter over there. 4 weeks away from the show, they managed to move it to Orlando, Florida, where there are less restrictions. We're able to have somewhat of an audience there, and the show is going off. There's no way Jake Wood is making money on this show with everything that's going on. He's probably not even breaking even. He's probably taking a loss. So but he's making sure that the show goes on. So we all need to, if you're a bodybuilding fan, you're looking forward to the Mr. Olympia every year. That's the show that decides the greatest bodybuilder on the planet. You're looking forward for the Mr. Olympia. I guarantee you, if AMI still had this, was still running the show would have been canceled. Like I said, AMI was in it for money. And like I said, Jake Wood is not making money on it, and more than likely, he's taking a loss. He's taking a hit. Yes, I'm sure he wanted to make money on it, but it's with Jake Wood as opposed to AMI. It's not just money. Jake Wood is a fan of bodybuilding. He has a passion for bodybuilding. And if we didn't have somebody running the show now that under these conditions, these circumstances that we're facing, if we didn't have somebody running the show that didn't have a passion for it, the show would not be going on. Who's gonna continue to try to put on a show and take a big loss, take a big hit? You're gonna very few people. It's gonna have to be somebody with a big passion for the sport, and that person is Jake Wood. Jake Wood saved the Mr. Olympia this year. Without Jake Wood at the top, we would not be having a Mr. Olympia. Jake Wood, thank you for what you've done. The bodybuilding community thanks you. And we hope that next year everything is back to normal. And that's about it for this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Once again, this is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.